Good morning. It is about 9:20. Got up and made some phone calls, and I need a gastroenterologist appointment, but the ones that I called are either not taking patients at all or the first appointment I can get in September. I can't drink water, so I kind of need an appointment a little sooner than that. So I am going to my regular doctor to ask for one, getting my sick note extended again because I am still on the wait list for inpatient treatment, and if I can get a little code thing that makes it like an emergency appointment, like urgent. So somewhere has to squeeze me in within, I think, 2 weeks. So I just finished up with the doctor. I'm getting my IV. I have an appointment that I need to get going to after this. So I was joking around with the nurse about you can go ahead and run it real fast. And she was like, is that okay for you? It's not too cold. And I was like, it's kind of warm out today, you know? It feels kind of nice. Getting cooled off from the inside. I have the referral code that I need and the sick note that I need. And later today, I have the appointment with the disability person to figure out just if having my stuff like legally officially recognized is going to give me more legal protections with work. I'm in Germany on work visa, so being off of work for so long while I'm waiting for inpatient, and then obviously once my time on the wait list is up, I'll have more time off work in inpatient. That makes me really, really nervous. I hope I don't lose my job over this. I hope I don't get fired for this. My hair looks terrible. Oh my god. But yeah, right now just looking at like options to make sure that I am as protected as possible. So I am nervous about this appointment, but also really hopeful that they'll be able to help me out and lay out some kind of documentation that's like he's off work because of a medical condition. Don't fire him for that. That would be really cool. I'd really appreciate that. I had to get double poked because I I do my best to try and like keep my arm straight and relaxed and stuff. I guess I wasn't careful enough because it moved and started running the saline under my skin, which does not feel great, especially for someone that is notably sensitive to sensory feelings, sensory sensations, if you will. IV's out of my right arm and in my left arm instead. It is running super, and I am just going to continue chilling out and playing offline games on my phone because there's no cell phone service back here or internet or anything. So I will just be playing endless rounds of Spiderette. Note to self, because if I don't put it somewhere, I will forget, and I don't have internet back here to post it to Twitter. That's a big reason of why I am so chronically online on Twitter, by the way, is I do have significant memory problems, and putting important stuff there, or just even my thoughts on things, means that I can go back later and read them. Almost all of what I do on Twitter is posting, replying to my posts, and looking back through my own posts to be like, okay, I tried this thing and it made me feel better or worse, things like that. Anyways, I did finally get a solid guideline from my doctor. I should come in for an IV if I'm drinking under, I used 800 milliliters as an example, and he said, yeah, anything below 700 is really dangerous, but under 800 milliliters, I should come in and get an IV, which is super useful. I feel silly coming in for IVs when it's like I do drink some fluids, so I know I joke a lot about I genuinely do struggle to realize when it's like, oh, I'm drinking little enough that it is a medical problem that needs intervention, and I always feel like I'm wasting their time with this. So it is really useful for me to have an objective, okay, under this number, issue, go get IV, and not just when I think I might be kind of dehydrated, especially because kind of dehydrated is basically my baseline right now. I did have a stint of doing really well with fluids for a few days. I had one day that was like 1,600 milliliters. I had one day that was a full 2 liters, and I was so fucking proud of myself. I felt like one of those kittens that's full of soup after they get bottle fed and their belly is just big and full of liquid. Like, that's what I felt like. But I still did it, and I was super proud of myself for that. So I feel kind of guilty and embarrassed that I've slid back so much on keeping up with my hydration. I think I just got a little overconfident with it. Like, I had a little bit of success, and I was like, oh, cool, I don't need to struggle this hard. Like, I can do it, and then didn't.
It also was rainy here for a little bit, and now it is starting to get warm again. So that is something that I need to be keeping an eye on. It's not super hot or anything, but it's just summer.
Oh my god, bro, hurry up.
Also, I felt really bad for having to ask someone to fix my IV because I moved my arm too much or something and it slipped out. The nurse that started my IV, she is super, super sweet and always really encouraging. She was like, I like seeing you, but it's awesome that you haven't needed to be here for IVs in a couple days. Like, it's great that you had a good stint with drinking. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, I know, like, her job isn't to keep up with my health issues. Her job is very stick a needle in me. But it was just really sweet. I wish more people in healthcare, like, cared about patients beyond bare requirements of the job, if that makes sense. And I say this as someone that works in healthcare. Like, I also try to, like, even though my job in Pflege is keeping people washed and fed and toileted, I also care about them as people. I don't know, it was sweet. She said I have nice veins, which is not something I've heard before. Usually when I come in, I'm really, really dehydrated. I've never had problems with rolling veins or anything, but usually just being dehydrated makes it not cool. But yeah, she was like, you have really nice veins. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, sometimes it just works. And I was like, thank you. I think I'm flattered.